Hi guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Ted. We have my esteemed colleagues of
Ryan,
Dave,
Nate,
and today we're going to get our rage on, talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Barbarian.
well, my throat's kind of screwed up from a cold, so I'm going to rage quietly.
Okay,
Quiet rage.
all right. Well,
we're gonna rage roughly.
There you go.
So, Barbarian, what do we guys think?
dude, they're pretty sweet.
They are quite awesome.
They
Video's done.
Yeah, all right, we'll just end it right there.
Yeah.
If you want to know what to do, read the book.
We just basically leave the camera on the book and we turn the pages always
yeah,
the frame.
still awesome,
Yeah.
still awesome,
Yeah.
still
Except for this one spot here. We'll just-
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So I like the flavor of the two totems that they can do. They can do the berserker, or they can do the whole animal form.
Yeah, the two paths. You have
You
to
know,
choose.
one of the things I actually really liked is most of the times you get this flavor text at the beginning and talk about here's what this thing is, but the thing that I actually thought was pretty neat about the Barbarian is as rare as a skilled fighter is, the Barbarian is like the creme de la creme of your savage tribe. So it's like, if you're going to choose to play a Barbarian, why have you left your tribe? Because essentially it's trying to tell you that you should be ready to rule this group. So if you've left, why?
So more like you're the chief's son. You're the up and coming.
It's saying you're possessed of some great ability, by being an official Barbarian, that you're ready to be just elevated in their society. So why did you bother leaving in the first place?
Because the GM is not making the game specifically in my tribe, and therefore I had to leave.
yeah. My tribe needs to have a cleric and a warlock and a sneaky bastard.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
it's like,
a bard.
you might have been cast out from your people because of a crime you committed, a taboo you violated, or a coup that removed you from a position of authority. So it's like, all right.
My rage was too righteous.
Yeah.
They made me leave.
Split us.
So that's interesting because they basically bound a cultural group with the actual class.
Right. With normally it's like, you're a skilled fighter. There's nothing that links a fighter to a heritage, whereas Barbarian, it's already linked to a savage upbringing. So therefore, the only time you're going to do that is when you're living in a tribal situation, or if you're just by yourself.
Although I'm perfectly okay with completely ignoring it, I'm just a tavern brawler that I really just go crazy when we went into my cups.
Yes. With
You're actually like a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
When they're getting ready to put.
Yeah, with a lucha librador mask. You do the Hulk.
Yeah. So what about the Barbarian? Let's delve into the statistics here.
meats and
I
guts.
want to talk more about 80s wrestling.
It's the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Hulk
All right,
Hogan,
well,
Andre
like
the
some
Giant.
of the other classes, they get the unarmored defense, which I think is a cool thing that is a nod to some historical, like the Norse Vikings and whatnot.
Or freaking Conan.
Or Conan.
Historical.
Yeah, right. But it's something that you can choose to do right at first level and just kind of be cool, or you can
And
save.
dude, Vikings wore mail.
I think you're thinking of Celts and things, right?
Maybe.
Or the Picts. Picts,
The
I don't
Picts.
think really wore armor.
But-
either.
Yeah.
What I was saying is, statistically, if the what do you call it? If you get to later levels when your dex and con have been bumped up, especially at 20th level when you just get a +4,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, I don't need this armor anymore.
Dude, screw that stout halfling. I'm talking stout halfling, dude. That's where it's at.
Well, yeah, because you get the bonus to both of your prime things.
Yeah, you get the bonus to con, the bonus to dex.
Yeah.
At first level, you could have a 16 in both easily.
Just sharpen
With the
those,
shield, that's an
sharpen
18
those-
armor class, like naked.
Sharpen those teeth to points, and you're on your way.
You're well on your way. Yeah. You just need to
I'm gonna play a naked halfling that just has a shield and a
and then you
and a
pick,
short sword.
and then you pick up the biggest, heftiest weapon that your little halfling arms can grab.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty cool. But like I said, you can either play it at from the onset, or you can, work up to a point where your naked armor class is better than with armor. You're just that hardy.
Well, and
finding a naked raging guy would just be terrifying.
Grapple check, anyone?
I brought the oil.
I think we have to back up though and look at the hit
Back
die.
up off the oil is.
All right, you mentioned the hit die. Hit die is pretty much where it's been for a while. It's a D12.
But it's still the biggest in the game,
Indeed.
Yeah.
even if you're a halfling.
Even if you're halfling. That's right.
So
So
it's
you're
pretty sweet.
really jonesing on this halfling barbarian, aren't you?
Well, it's funny. I mean, and honestly, when I first saw the preview for Barbarian, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, they made the damage bonus separate from strength. I'm like, they did it for the little barbarians. I know it, right? And then I realized when I actually got the book and read the whole thing, they did not do it for the little
No.
barbarians because you still have to use a strength-based weapon.
Yep.
Right.
No finessing it.
Yeah, you cannot finesse.
You cannot just dump your strength. And
Yeah,
finesse.
no, I think it specifically says a melee weapon.
A melee strength weapon.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
very
So
specific.
you can't even mix it up with druid and use your shillelagh and use your wisdom bonus.
But I mean,
Gotta be the
then
arms.
again, like if you want to play that character, you want to be a small barbarian, and you want to go like, oh well, I'm just not gonna get that bonus because let's face it, you can have a freaking awesome dex as a halfling, and you're still gonna do a lot of damage.
That's right.
And when you look at the other benefits of rage, like like taking having resistance to pretty much all damage from physical weapons,
Right.
It's
No,
still
not-
decent.
It's not even physical. It's everything but psychic.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
no, that's the bear.
Oh, okay.
The standard rage is you get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and then if you happen to be the bear totem, then you get it to everything but psychic.
Okay. My apologies.
Yeah.
Although taking out the sort of the strength weapon bonus is like a third of your rage benefit. Like think about it.
Well, yeah,
So
But rage is only a portion of what you get as a barbarian.
yeah,
so.
I know. But it's so one ability you're getting.
It's one of the main classes.
Yeah, it really
why are you
is.
hating on the halflings, man? Why are you saying halflings and gnomes can't be barbarians?
Just get a big weapon.
Yeah,
there's,
just use a
there's a
strength
quarrier's
weapon.
code. There's a quarrier's card for barbarian gnomes anyway. So,
It's
a
totally
thing.
It's a thing.
All right. So you get the danger sense, pretty early, and that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was surprised. What is the barbarian's good save? Strength and
Strength
con?
and con.
Oh, you know what? Found another thing where that puts a hole in your halfling barbarian.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead right here on camera.
second level, reckless attack. Again, it's saying an attack roll with strength. Gaining advantage on the attack for accepting advantage.
Yeah.
Like so, if you were going to plan on recklessly attacking, you're not. If you're going to.
I'm not that kind of barbarian.
You're
I'm
not
I'm a very
Well,
thoughtful barbarian.
So you've just eliminated another feature from the class
Yeah.
at that point. So
Why do you hate the small races?
yeah, I know it's all about the little hating the little people.
Well, there's nothing to say that you can't put a decent score in strength as a half.
Yeah, I mean even a 10 or a 12, that'll do you.
Yeah, but it's still less damage than if you get that 20 dex.
But let's
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Well, as you level,
Yeah, but your armor class is amazing.
Yeah, your armor class is that's what I'm talking about. Your armor class is amazing.
Right.
Hey, at 20th level, when you have a 24 con and a 20 dex
and an 8 strength.
and an 8 strength because you're not that kind of barbarian. Come on, man, that's a 22 armor class, and then when you have your plus
Yo,
three legendary shield.
You dump intelligence, charisma, and strength. And you have 15s in dex, con, and wisdom. There you go.
Why wisdom?
Well, because you're dumping 3 stats, you're gonna end up with 3 15s, may as well.
He'd rather be a wise barbarian than a strong barbarian.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But what about the rock gnome barbarian?
I don't know. What about this ability over here? Don't you need charisma?
We'll get back to that. I guess we should pick up back on our danger senses tingling.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So basically, danger sense is you have advantage on dexterity saves as long as you could possibly be aware of it.
Which is
Right.
freaking amazing. That's like they just gave you a third good save practically.
Yeah.
I think it's better than a third good save because it's like, okay, well, you might not be proficient in it, but you're getting, a +5.
Well, dude, to a certain extent, yeah, like advantage is better than proficiency for most levels of things. Like really. So.
Although, sometimes weird things happen with advantage, like
you
double
did 2
ones.
Well, like that guy that constantly had an advantage and couldn't get above an 8.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I got an 8. No, you roll with advantage. What's your go with?
The other one was a 2.
Yeah.
the dice hate some people too.
The dice do hate some people.
Yeah,
See, but now if you're rolling with advantage and you're a halfling and you roll double ones, that's double awesome.
Wait, do all halflings get it or just the one sub race?
All halflings, I
Get
believe.
lucky.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So there's
that's a double reroll.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on at third level, you get to choose whether you wanted to go Path of the Berserker or Path of the Totem. One is clearly designed more for.
Yeah, it really just depends if you went halfling or half orc.
if you went halfling, you might as well go with the Path of the Totem.
Yeah.
Get some extra abilities. And if you went half orc,
Half orc
then,
likes to swing. He likes
you're
to
go-
swing.
You're going to the Path of the Berserker, and you're just going to mow stuff down. So we'll get into the paths in a moment. 5th level, they get their extra attack. Like
Right.
every other melee class that's out there. And they also get fast movement, so they begin to.
You get to zip around the battlefield a little bit, So if you're playing,
Yeah, they get a little late in this edition though.
yeah, it used to be the first level thing they got, right?
Yeah. So, but I feel like part of that's to limit the cherry picking.
Yeah, exactly. But 5th level is like, man, you really don't want anybody coming in there for the
Well,
for the
I
cherry
mean,
pick.
this edition is really designed to kind of force you away from.
To defeat
the
us. To
multi-class.
defeat us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to an extent, there's a little bit of power gaming in everybody. So you want to, see how I can mix and match and make the best, possible character. And here it's just like, no, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's 2 spell classes.
Yeah.
Classes.
You're usually gonna want to go straight 20 most times.
Well, no, even the spellcasters, yeah, your casting ability goes up, but you're missing out on all the special abilities.
Yeah.
And let's face it, the higher level abilities are the better ones usually.
In earlier editions, you say, oh, I'm a wizard cleric. You take 1/1. Well, yes, you're missing out on getting to the higher level spell bump. You were like, look at all of these vast spells I can do. Now it's like, oh well, you take a level of wizard and a level of cleric. It's like, okay, well now you can cast one more first level spell, and you get to add this whole other arsenal of spells prepared, but you're only getting one out of the casting. So.
Yeah, really, you just get the cantrips.
So fast movement brought
So-
around this multi-classing discussion.
So the wood elf is pretty good because you're at a +15 to your move. So if you really want to range around the battlefield and then have a reach weapon, so it's like you have a +20 to your move effectively.
Well, I kind of feel like the barbarian. There's like so many interesting
Combinations you can
race combinations you can do with it, and they're all kind of interesting and fun in their own way. And especially because with the barbarian, you're really getting. I want to say you're getting 4 paths, not 2. Because
elaborate.
well,
How
so
it's
okay,
formed
so
out of
you have the
2.
berserker,
Wow, I do not understand.
and you have the totem, right?
Right.
But under the totem, they have 3 different ones to choose from.
Similar to the warlock effect, where you're getting the multiple.
Yeah,
But
yes,
you're
the
not
warlock
choosing
effect.
bear, wolf, and eagle.
3 wolf moon.
You honestly, each time you get an ability, you can choose whichever ability you like the best. So you don't have to say, I'm
are you sure about that one? I'm pretty sure you had to pick one and stick with it.
No, you can mix and match. It kind of says
You could be a
you can
flying bear.
Yeah,
you can choose
or
the same
flying
animal you
bear.
selected at 3rd level,
Flying
or a
monkey.
different one.
Oh,
You can choose the same animal you selected previously, or a different one.
And it's like it's adding.
Not to quote the exact rule right at you.
but to do that exactly.
And really too, it's like
But that doesn't work in my brain for some reason.
it also
So-
says that you can choose other animals that are relevant to your campaign setting or whatever.
Well, yeah, that
you
just
could
makes sense.
You could
So
mix
you
and match
take-
the attributes and.
So
put
it
them
seems
all
like
in
more
one
your-
animal that-
So
Spiritual
what was that
warrior.
cartoon with the Space Ranger guy?
Mm.
He was an Indian. He's like the eyes of the eagle. Come on, man, you used to watch it. I know you did.
Mm.
Eagle.
Put in the
Well,
comments below if you know what he's
Space-
talking about.
Space Ranger with the eyes
I
of
don't
the
know what he's
eagle.
talking about.
Let the viewers figure it out.
I'm gonna have to figure it out.
So more. So the path of the totem warrior is more like a spiritual.
Yes,
Primary
you're
warrior.
awakening the inner wild within you when you wind up getting abilities.
So I can see it mix and matching better. That.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like, you could say,
mindset.
like, the Griffin and, like, mix and match the abilities that would be
Yeah.
more analogous for, like, a Griffin, you know, like,
The griffin
so-
would be a good mix of eagle and
wolf.
bear.
Or, yeah,
wolf.
some predatory, whatever.
Yeah.
Or however
No.
it shakes out.
The flump.
Ryan
The
was
flump.
Ryan was talking earlier about doing like a seafaring barbarian, and instead of bear,
Call
it's
it whale, yeah.
Yeah.
The walrus.
I just lay on people. It's like, that guy's really big and fat, and he's just gonna go.
Instead of wolf, you could have shark.
Yeah.
Walrus.
Otter. I get shelled crustaceans. I crack them on my tummy and I eat them savagely. That would be the style I have. Totem.
Yes, that's
Floating on his back on the
Yeah.
water, cracking him.
the seafaring
Halfling.
halfling barbarian. Excellent.
Yeah.
My totem is otter.
So 7th level, they get feral instinct, advantage on initiative rolls.
Not furry instincts, but feral.
Feral, yes. They don't automatically become furries.
What's the other one? Is that part of Feral Instincts?
Feral,
Yeah, it is.
They additionally, if
I don't get surprised, I get angry.
it's like if you get surprised, you've lost initiative. You can choose to say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to enter a rage, and I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I am angered by your duplicity.
Yeah. Surprise parties always set off Crunk. It just goes into a blind rage.
I was surprised before, but now I'm angry.
But with very few things getting bonuses to initiative, short of dex and alertness, I haven't seen anything else. Getting advantage on initiative checks, I think that's pretty darn sweet.
Oh, it's really ridiculous, especially when you see the spread of what happens with advantage. That's really good.
That's it. I'm only going to use barbarians against you guys from now on. Just different flavored barbarians.
Like,
I'll make sure-
stout halflings.
You guys
They're
work
all
out this.
asleep,
You
and we're
get,
coming up on them, and we have our arrows drawn.
Not
You step on a twig, they all rage.
All right, I will immediately make sure we don't attack them for a round, and make sure they can't hit us or can't attack us.
So they lose
So
their
their
rage.
so their rage is over.
Yeah.
don't worry, they'll fly at you.
So isn't the way to host barbarians really, when you think about it, is just like a whole person or something that makes them physically unable to attack you for a round?
Yeah, that's
Because
Yes, it is.
that would totally be the way to host a
That's
barbarian.
why rock gnomes rock as barbarians.
Why is that?
Because they get advantage for spells.
Well,
No,
My
yeah.
spells or just spells in general?
Against any spell that requires a save for intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
Oh,
yeah, that's
wow.
good. Yeah.
And barbarians that can make tinker toys.
Angry.
This isn't working out.
There's only one thing they know how to make, and it's the monkey with the symbols.
Yeah.
Except they're not symbols.
It's an axe
It's a
and a-
spike trap.
Or an axe and a shield.
So moving on again. One of my favorite abilities of the barbarian, brutal critical.
Unfortunately, you have to be 9th level.
You got to be 9th
Yeah,
level to
get
hit it.
Yeah.
So if you want to change that definition to a barbarian,
Space barbarian.
Space barbarian.
I totally thought about
Bru-
Space Barbarian too. Like, I could do Space Whale. Yeah.
brutal critical, they get to add an extra die when they crit. So going back to what we were talking about, a little bit ago with the half work.
Screw
Getting
you,
the die.
greatsword.
Well,
Again, yeah, great sword.
I don't want to get back into that debate again. But you got the half work with the great axe as a barbarian
In the library.
scoring a crit,
Yeah.
and he's dropping so many extra dice, it's ridiculous.
It's a barbarian fireball.
It's like, oh look, take 4 die 12 plus mods.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Isn't it 5 die 12?
Well, they'd get the one for the die, the one for the crit, the one for the half work, and the one for the barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was maxing it out. Oh my god,
Oh well.
6.
Oh, if you max it out, it's 3 additional dice at 17th.
Yeah,
so that would be 6
Yeah.
at 17th level.
6 die 12.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Alright.
talking at ninth. It's
Yeah,
an
and not
extra.
an extra one. So you
And then you definitely need Great Weapon Master.
Right. Reroll those 1s and 2s. Right. That's what that does.
No. Well, I'm probably saying it wrong. It's
The
it's
feet.
The feet, yeah.
Oh, and also too for Barbarian, Charger is super important too.
Well, yeah, that's another one. Gives you +5 to damage.
Well, and also it lets you, which you don't normally get to do, attack at the end of a dash. Because remember, the Barbarian either needs to get hit by crap, he either needs to take damage, or he needs to be attacking. He needs to be swinging.
Well, that's when you have your party pelting you on the back of the head.
Right, right.
For encouragement.
Right.
I throw a rock at him.
Yeah.
It's Great Weapon Masters. On your turn, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon, or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with one, you can make one melee weapon as a bonus action.
Oh.
And then additionally, before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you are proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If the attack hits, you add +10 to the attack's damage.
Yeah, those two feats make for a nasty combination.
And then you do the relentless. What is it? Is it the relentless attack?
The
where you get
reckless
advantage?
assault.
Reckless assault.
Yeah, basically you let people take swings at you.
So -5 advantage, and you do a +10 damage.
So you're more likely to kill
Plus
them.
15 if you have Charger.
Oh, +15. All
And
right.
with the frenzy too. Like
There
for the
you
extra
go.
attack, you just swat.
You hit stuff and it explodes, and then you get to make extra attacks if you drop them to below 0.
Unfortunately, though, you can do it as a bonus action as part of that, and if you take Path of the Berserker, you already get that.
Oh. The kill everything ability.
Well, Path of the Berserker is at 3rd level.
You go into a frenzy.
If you're in a rage, you can use an attack as a bonus action.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so you could technically double move and attack.
Do you normally?
But no, yeah, but when we were talking about it earlier, we were actually talking about it for Path of the Totem. Well, that was a discussion me and you were having. So then you would need it.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
so
no,
it's useful
no.
when you're doing the Path of the Totem to have that ability.
Wait, we're talking about the utility of Charger in general?
No, I
Because
was,
bonus
looking
action,
at
a
the
bonus
Great Weapon
attack.
Master.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, economy of actions type of thing, where like you only have so many bonus actions to use, so it depends how. Like the Charger is really sweet to be able to close the distance and be able to make that attack that you ordinarily you would have just been able to make that move. So that'll get you across the battlefield. But with the Great Weapon Fighter, you can't do both. You know? The Great Weapon Master.
Great Weapon Master.
Yeah, you can't do both, unfortunately.
But you can still get the benefit of. They're two different circumstances with that will
Yeah, you're
apply.
charging, you're getting that attack. and
Or
then you're in that
you
attack.
drop something or crit it and get that attack.
Yeah.
They're not calling that a bonus action? 'Cause
Under
it's-
Great Weapon Master, it's a bonus action. The
Yeah.
additional attack.
Right, and the Charger, I
Right?
think,
No, I'm
is-
separating them.
Yeah,
I'm separating them. Two different circumstances.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Dash.
Yeah.
But under that you can do it anyway.
Yeah.
If you go Path of Berserker.
If you're in a rage.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, there might be a time where you're
you
not
have to
in
be
a rage
raging in order to
barbarian.
frenzy.
Yeah. So there might be a time where you're not in a.
But and the other part of that is sacking 5 to get a +10, and the same thing with Charger. Again, you're looking at a bonus of +5 to damage.
Right.
So you might not get the full benefits, but you can
They're
definitely.
both situational, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Ch-
To be an
Charger is
overall better, competent fighter,
Right.
you would have both of those abilities to be able to do it in 2 different circumstances.
So at 11th level, they get Relentless Rage, which is another thing that is going to stack with our nice happy half-orc ability, where it's like, I don't feel like dying. It's like, your rage can keep you fighting despite grievous wounds. If you drop to 0 hit points while raging and don't die outright, you can make a DC 10 Constitution save. If you succeed, you drop to 1 hit point instead. Each time you do this, you can just increase the DC by 5. A long rest resets it back to 10.
Yeah, let's talk about the half-orc barbarian that can pretty handily not die
Four
four times in
times.
a row by this point in time. By
As
11th
a
level.
half-orc barbarian at 11th level, there's nothing to say you shouldn't have a 16 or higher constitution.
Absolutely.
So you're a barbarian, so you're proficient in constitution. 11th level, your proficiency bonus is 4. So let's just say we only have a 3. So that's a +7 on your die roll. So it's a 3 or better to hit DC 10. So
And then it's an 8 or better, and then it's a 13
8,
or better.
13. It gets difficult once you get above 18. But at that point in time, you can say, well, I'll just use my half-orc ability. So that's full.
Right.
Yeah, use the half-orc ability last.
Right. Yeah.
Well, The only thing though is, as sweet as that sounds though, like you're still at 1 hit point, so an attack triggers it.
Yes, but if you're engaged in melee combat with one thing, it could buy you 3 or 4 more rounds, and if you're swinging that axe 2 or 3 times around into him, and he's only
But
swinging
if it's the orc horde, I don't think it'll matter that much.
okay, well, and maybe it'll buy you a little bit of time before the cleric can get to you, or what if the cleric's over there, pinging you with healing word, or some
They can boost you up.
So I just I think it's a cool ability, but I think there's also
Well, you basically need like a cleric or something that's gonna get you like just up enough so you're not gonna instantly die.
it may be just enough to make you realize what a bad situation you truly are in.
Well, I mean, there's that aspect of it as well. It's like, okay, I don't die. All right, I'm going to disengage and get out of dodge, so you don't die, or hopefully don't die.
Yeah. Oh, but if you were, if you went the berserker path and you were in a frenzy, then you're kind of boned anyway because you're exhausted.
Well, only if you
Well, you get a level of exhaustion.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna be good. If you're at the point where you need to use your use that ability, you're kind of screwed.
It could be the last attack of the creature or the person, or it could be a lucky
The
shot.
frenzy says when you go into a rage, you can choose to go into a frenzy, so you don't necessarily have to.
Dude, if I'm a berserker, I'm
frenzying all the time. Yeah.
I don't know how to not frenzy.
Yeah.
So we'll have to sit down with me and explain to me that I don't have to do that all the time.
And then you just blatantly ignore them.
Well, I think Relentless Rage
Then I
is
frenzy
good.
on them.
I think Relentless Rage is a good ability.
Oh, it's a
Absolutely.
great ability.
So
I'm
that-
just saying, like in the big scheme of things, depending on, how large the encounter is, you can burn through those pretty quickly.
Well, the important thing to remember is it's not based on the damage. So if you're fighting something big,
As long as it's not enough to outright
it
kill
could,
you.
yeah, if it doesn't
No.
outright kill you,
But that's exactly my point. It's not based on the damage, really. A kobold will trigger that.
okay.
You
I
know,
throw a rock at the guy. Oh, it took 3 damage. I was at 1 hit point. Yeah, triggers the effect.
that's my point. You're always it's saving you, but it's saving you at 1 hit point. So the whole time you're
well,
you're on the razor's
11th
edge.
level, you should be fighting something that's if it's got
Well,
a main attack,
You
it's like
you
biting
hope
you
that
or
your
things
cleric
like
can
that.
give you a little bump here. and
Yeah.
there.
Somebody.
Yeah.
A little help here.
So then finally at 15th level, you have the ability to just say, you know what, I'm just going to keep raging. Relentless Rage. Your rage is so fierce that it ends early only if you fall unconscious or if you choose to end it.
You're just a raging machine. I just rage all day.
Or if someone chooses to end you.
I'm always
Now, how long
angry.
does rage normally last?
1 minute.
How many rages do you get at that point?
At 15th level, you are looking at 5.
You use 4 of them, and then once you hit your 5th, you're like, I'm not coming out of my rage. I'm just going to stay angry.
You get 6 at 17th level, and then at 20th level, you can rage as many times as you want.
It seems a little weird though at 15th level when you get that. You've used 4 of your rages. You're like, I don't want to not have rage, so you just stay raging all day long. You're like the Incredible
The
Hulk.
problem is you need to still be able to,
Well, no, but here's the thing, though. It's saying that, let's see, it ends only if you fall unconscious or if you choose to end it. Rages last a minute. It has a defined amount of
Right.
time. So
You're raging a
you're
minute.
raging for a
So basically,
minute.
what it's saying is you
They're
you-
not
you-
attacking a guy
you're not attacking
or whatever.
or
like,
being taking damage.
or, yeah.
So it's apparently only lasting a minute, so you can't rage all day
Right.
unless you're 20th level.
Then you rage all day. You just stay angry.
Well, if a fight is 10 minutes long, you can rage that entire 10 minutes, right? Is that the?
No, it's saying if you don't attack something or don't take damage, it's not going to take you out of your rage.
Yeah, so you can't sit in a rage the whole day. But what I'm saying, if it's a long fight, you
No,
still
you
have
only
it.
the rage as per written. It only lasts a minute.
1 minute.
Oh,
each
I mean,
instance-
well, I'm talking about persistent rage. That would change it to where
No,
No.
no.
No, it's still a minute.
still a minute.
But no one has to hit you, and you don't have to hit something.
Oh, it
Stay
ends
angry.
early. Okay, so it is a minute, no matter
So
what,
not as much fun as I thought. It was.
unless you fall unconscious. So you can't rage for 5 minutes.
Right, that's it.
No, only 1 minute.
Bummer. Well, most fights in 5th don't last very much longer. I mean, we roll for
Well,
a long
it's
time
still
in it, but
that's 10 rounds.
yeah,
That's a long time.
that is
Here's
that's a
Dave's
long
Dave's
fight.
favorite barbarian power. Indomitable Might. At 18th level, if your strength score check is less than your strength score, you can choose to use your score in place of the roll.
Yeah, that one's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, so, or not roll, but total.
Especially
So-
once you get to 24th level. I mean 20th level. And you have a 24 strength. And you're just like, you can roll a 1 on the die and it's still at least
Yeah, I got a 24 strength check.
Yeah, strength test 24.
You can go higher, just can't go lower.
Yeah, that's right. I think that one is just awesome. You know, and I don't know how often you make strength checks, or strength saves, but I think that's pretty cool to be able to be like, yeah, I passed. I succeeded.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of things that make you make strength saves. If it applies to that, then that's pretty decent.
Well, it's anything that's a strength check. So
Yeah,
I would
so I guess
imagine
so.
a save is a check.
Hmm I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Well-
it does say check.
A save
But
is a
I
type
don't know
of
if
check.
that's yeah, you're checking. Why
All right,
not?
so then at 20th
Might as
level,
well
as
give
we
it,
said, you become a primal champion. You get a plus 4 to your strength and a plus 4 to your constitution, and the max becomes 24.
Yeah, you just break the game.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm now the equivalent of angels and gods and dragons.
I arm wrestle dragons for fun.
Or size modifier for you. It's just that.
And you can't rage. You're not nearly as cool.
So, the
So-
different paths, did we go over them enough? No.
Well, all right. Path of the Berserker, Frenzy. You can, go into a frenzy when you rage, which gives you you can use your bonus action to make a melee attack. Ending your rage, you suffer a level of exhaustion. Mindless rage, you can't be charmed or frightened while raging. If you are charmed or frightened when you enter a rage, the effect is suspended for the duration of the rage.
And the dud of the.
And then the dud of the barbarian,
Yeah.
intimidating presence. This is the one we kept hinting at. At 10th level, you can use your action to frighten someone with your menacing presence. You basically go roar, and you make a proficiency, or they have to make a wisdom save equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier.
And
Right,
we
the-
get that at 10th level,
At
right?
10th
10th
level.
level, one of the stats you're clearly going to dump. It's you trade your action that you could have used to just outright murder them to just glower at one dude, one guy.
It should at least be a bonus action.
Yeah.
I mean, that would fix it for me. You know, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
bonus action. I'm running at you, screaming my face off. Wisdom save or you run away. You know. that
You've
kind
just using your 2 regular attacks. You've murdered the guy next to him. You turn and just say, "You're next." That's it.
of- Yeah.
And if he fails, he becomes frightened. If says, you can if on your subsequent turns you could use your action to extend the duration of him being frightened.
Yeah.
You can follow him going, I'm really going to hurt you.
I'm really gonna hurt
The
you if you
effect
run
ends if
away.
the creature is out of line of sight or more than 60 feet from you. If the creature succeeds on a saving throw, you can't glower at him again for 24 hours.
So, the other Berserker abilities are a whole bucket full of awesome.
Absolutely.
So they got to throw one.
Well,
dot in
and
there.
then the 14th level of retaliation. You hit me, I hit you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's like
was
I'll use my
pretty sweet.
reaction to just smack you back, probably doing more damage to you than
I
you
mean,
did to me.
in theory, that barbarian can basically get 4 attacks a round.
Absolutely.
If you hit him, he hits you back.
Yes.
If he frenzies, he gets an extra attack. as a bonus.
Three swings.
Yeah.
If you're counting.
Yeah. Retaliation at 14th level is really good, but
Yeah, let's
would
put
it kill
retaliation
them?
at
Would it
10.
have killed them to make intimidate a bonus action? No.
It would've.
Especially with one of the bonus actions with the Path of the Berserker being an extra attack.
Right.
You're already giving up an attack
Yeah.
to do that, basically. So
Well, I guess, I mean, you could glower at them with your action and use your bonus action to hit them with your axe.
Yeah, when it does. I see my glowering has not affected you. How about this axe?
Yeah. Oh, you can pass a DC 10 wisdom save. Try this.
Have you heard the good news about the haft of my axe?
Yeah.
So then the path of the totem warrior. At third level, when you adopt this path, you choose a totem spirit and gain its feature. So what they give you is the bear, while raging, you have resistance to all damage except psychic. The spear of the bear makes you tough enough to stand up to any punishment. Eagle, while raging and not wearing heavy armor. Other creatures have disadvantage on opportunity attacks against you. Basically saying, you zip through the battlefield. The wolf, while raging, your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature within 5 feet of you that is hostile. I think wolf is the choice I would make there.
Well, I don't know, the wolf or the bear. I don't know. I take half damage from everything. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Fire,
I mean, really,
cold.
really, that's like spell damage because it says while raging. So, with
Right,
normal
it
rage, you have
everything
you have
but
resistance
one
to
thing.
bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Well, Eagle's
So-
good because you can use the dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and you have the creatures have disadvantage on opportunity attack rolls.
Right.
So
It gives you mobility.
yeah, it gives you mobility.
I would still pick,
Wolf or bear?
Wolf and bear are both good. So
How can they do the wolf bear? How can they be the wolf bear?
So I mean, if you're playing your nimble
Foul bear.
guy, your little
The
little
halfling.
Yeah, the wolf
halfling,
bear.
then maybe you want to go with the
Werewolf.
eagle. But for me, I'm already getting piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage when I rage. I'll take wolf so that anyone else in BLA with me is going to assure.
Don't tell Ted, but his characters will all be dipped in acid for the stupidity of his choice.
You wish you had that reduction.
oh, now
Yeah.
when we get back to the beginning of this Spirit Seeker, they get these 2 really cool things that are kind of like really big flavor. Is they get Beast Sense and Speak with Animal spells as ritual. So I think that adds like a little. Because otherwise, their totem warriors are just like, well, we pick these animal names and assign abilities to them. But, they also get that ability to kind of be in.
They can cast some spells.
Yeah. Ritualized, but,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of in with it as well.
Oh, absolutely,
Rather
absolutely.
than having them as spell-like abilities, it makes sense for it
You
to
can
be.
totally be Dar.
Nice.
It does make sense to have it as.
You know who Dar is?
Who's Dar? Who's Dar?
I can't believe you don't know who Dar is.
He's so dumbfounded he doesn't even.
Do you know who
Don't
Dar is?
ask me.
Oh my
I know, but I want to see if Ted knows.
Can
Yeah,
you?
sure.
Yeah, it's Beastmaster.
Yeah, Peacemaster.
Oh, okay.
Guy with the ferrets and the
Was that
the
Rook
tiger.
Was that Rook
Wasn't he?
playing?
I always heard. I thought his name was Beastmaster. Sorry.
No, he actually had a name.
Oh, okay.
I think so, but I'm not positive.
The Beast.
I suck.
So
at
with Spirit Seeker, he gets the Beast Sense and Speak with Animals as the ritualized spells.
Yeah. Sixth level, you can get another aspect. Bear gives you the ability to double your carrying capacity and have advantage on strength checks. Not when you're raging.
Right, which is nice because
Pleasure.
you're going to eat through your rages if there's an instance where you feel like it's super important to be able to do that, whereas
So,
the
when,
bear's always got access to it.
So when your companions have dropped because they don't have a D12 hit die, and not have a massive constitution,
You can carry
you
all
can
of
just
them.
carry them over the shoulder.
This reminds me of a game I played in where I played a sailor barbarian,
Yeah.
and one of the other characters was challenging everyone into the bar to arm wrestling matches. And I'm like, all right, but I refuse to lose. I will rage if I need to. If it seems like I'm losing.
Nice.
So yes, I
So
did
way to
burn.
go.
I did burn through rages.
Yeah, right. It was like the adventure comes and like, oh, sorry guys, I got no rage.
So the eagle gives you eyesight up to see up to a mile away, with no difficulty able to discern even fine details as though looking through no more than 100 feet away from you. Additionally, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your wisdom perception checks. If you're playing a long-standing game where you're on a ship or across plains or deserts, I think that one.
No,
is
you know where
totally
that's
awesome.
actually really good. That's really good if you're playing any of the demi-humans that get dark vision. Because it basically makes your dark vision as good as regular vision. So I thought that was kind of cool.
In
Yeah.
dark, you're seeing a dim
And
light.
then,
and
yeah.
it's not
Wolf, you gain the hunting sensibilities of a wolf. You can track other creatures while traveling at a fast pace, and you can move stealthy while traveling at a normal pace. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Both neat, definitely.
Spirit Walker, just like the Spirit Seeker, you can cast Commune with Nature as a ritual. When you do so, the creature that shows up is one that you've chosen as one of your previous totems.
Totem
The Beowulf Hyena Dragon comes to give me advice.
And then at 14th level, you get your final Bear Eagle Wolf thing. Bear is
Bear, Eagle, Wolf.
while raging, any creature within 5 foot of you that's hostile to you has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you. An enemy is immune to this effect if it can't see or hear you, or if it can't be frightened. Eagle is while raging, you have a fly speed, but you can't, like, you're not just flying, you have to kind of do it in.
It's more like jumping.
Yeah,
You glide or something.
it's like the Incredible Hulk. You're jumping. So
I think you really take that one if your totem's a frog.
And then Wolf, while raging, you can use your bonus action on your turn to knock a large or smaller creature prone when you hit it with a melee attack. So, pretty cool. Most of those options are pretty neat. For flavor, I would like to go Wolf, Eagle, and then Bear. So basically anything I'm attacking, all of my companions have advantage to whatever I'm in melee with, and then it has a disadvantage on attack rolls that don't target me. So if it just becomes so much easier for my opponents to bring them down, it's almost impossible for them to hit the any of my allies. And
They can only hit you.
I
I wouldn't be in Ted's party where they only hit
Well, I
him.
mean, when he's raging, he's getting resistance to so many
As long
things,
as
so.
you die, they're okay. So they have to make sure that you die.
Well, I imagine with a good party tactics, your opponents, especially by the time you've gotten to the 14th level, your allies are aware of your tactics.
Yeah,
and the
you
cleric
slap-
is trying to make sure you're healed.
Slap death ward on you, all kinds of stuff.
So there's lots of things that can be
Shield
done
of
at that point
faith.
in time.
All that.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Because all the enemies are surrounding
Clustering
him.
them, yeah.
Good call. Lure him in.
We call you the bait.
You're horrible. So
You, sir, are horrible.
you're trying to incur my wrath.
I don't know whose game's coming up next, though.
So
Lost in Space.
You might be staying lost in space.
That's it. Space Barbarian. It's my backup character.
You found plenty of space
I'm
in
torn
space.
between a paladin and a space barbarian. Because like a space reaver,
They're almost the same character.
We're going to be doing a Spelljammer
Uh-huh.
campaign before Thanksgiving. That's what we're all talking about.
yeah.
Oh, you gave it away. We're supposed to keep that tease going.
Oh, the tease. Everyone's going to be like, why are they talking about this stuff?
Space Barbarian. What is that?
I don't get any enjoyment out of being confused, so I figured the viewers didn't either.
No, it's not about you getting enjoyment about being confused. It's about us getting enjoyment about them being confused.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then.
All right. Well then, that's perfect.
We're trying to keep them lured in. So it's like, what are they talking about? Maybe they'll tell it. Maybe they'll tell it. Oh, next video. Next
Tune
video.
in next 50 episodes for.
The big
So we've ended that rage.
yeah. Now
Our minute has passed, or did we get ejected early?
and we got a level of exhaustion too from frenzy.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Never tired.
Barbarian, excellent class. Half orc, not well, we did half orc earlier. Wasn't too interested in playing a half orc, but
Now you want to play
A barbarian,
a half-orc
half-orc.
barbarian, space barbarian?
yeah, half orc barbarian would be really cool.
So races that make a good barbarian. Half orc, obviously.
Stout
Dragonborn is pretty good. Stout halfling.
Oh, wait a minute. The useless ability, the menacing, Dragonborn. Yeah.
And half elf.
Dragonborn.
Well, yeah. Half elves make good everything.
Well, yeah, you mix and match wherever you want with it.
Yeah.
Wood elf.
What else?
You get the speed.
the
The speed
You
buff
get
is really good above.
The Tinker Gnome too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just because you can dump all your mentals and put them all in physicals.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're still gonna have a high intelligence, though.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have at least 10,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna roll with advantage against spells. So
Yeah. Okay.
And you can make angry Tinker toys.
Like the raging monkey.
That's right. Yeah.
So lots of fun things.
Oh, and the dwarf. Obviously, you need to have the dwarf. In
Does the dwarf make it bad anything?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
I was hoping to get through a video in class
Without the dwarf love?
without dwarf going, oh my god.
But I mean, come on, let's face it. Hill dwarf gets a +1 hit point per level. They get the con bonus, and you got the biggest hit die in the game.
Right.
So
You're getting
starting off a lot
You're
of
getting
points.
a D12 plus 2
Minimum,
above whatever you
the
roll.
standard would be. Yeah.
So
I actually want to make a tribe of marauding mountain dwarves in the Underdark.
Just because.
Just because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's a high roll.
They got cut off from the exit.
From the other dwarves, yeah, and they went
then
crazy.
And they're like, hey, well, we hate everything down here anyway, so let's get going.
Let's go out with a bang.
yeah.
And then they just start eating intelligent things.
Yeah, the cannibals.
so they become the reavers of the
Yeah, they're the
Underdark.
darks. They're the reavers of the Underdark. The dark side
Yeah.
of the barbarian.
Yeah.
The
All
cannibal.
right, so there's Barbarian. Let us know what you guys feel in the comments below.
Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Nerd rage. If you like.
Yeah, you can always nerd rage.
Check us out on Facebook.
You can even goblin nerd rage if you have to.
You
Yeah.
can check us out on Reddit, subreddit Nerdarchy.
Did we see nerdarchy.com?
Yeah.
No, we
Just
did.
type it in to the internet. The internet will know what to
It'll
do.
tell you
Nerdarchy,
things.
we're all over the place. We're like a bad disease.
No.
It's like BD.
Well, on that note, until next time, my friends, stay nerdy. That's where it's at.
Well, yeah, because you get the bonus to both of your prime
Yeah,
things.
yeah, you get the bonus to con, the bonus to dex.
Yeah.
At first level, you could have you could have a 16 in both easily.
Just sharpen
With the
those,
shield, that's an
sharpen those-
18 armor class, like naked.
sharpen those teeth to points, and you're on your way.
You're well on your way. Yeah. You just need to
I'm gonna play a naked halfling that just has a shield and a
and then you
and a
pick,
short sword.
and then you pick up the biggest, heftiest weapon that your little halfling arms can grab. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so.
So I mean that's pretty cool. But like I said, you can either play it at from the onset, or you can work up to a point where your naked armor class is better than with armor. You're just that hardy.
Well,
And
like
finding a naked raging guy would just be terrifying.
Grapple check, anyone?
I brought the oil.
I think we have to back up though and look at the hit
Back
die.
up off the oil is.
All right, you mentioned the hit die. Hit die is pretty much where it's been for a while. It's a D12.
But it's still the biggest in the game,
Indeed.
Yeah.
even if you're a halfling.
Even if you're halfling. Sweet.
So
So
it's
you're
pretty sweet.
really jonesing on this halfling barbarian, aren't you?
Well, it's funny. I mean, and honestly, when I first saw the preview for Barbarian, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, they made the damage bonus separate from strength. I'm like, they did it for
Savage tribe. So it's like, if you're going to choose to play a barbarian, why have you left your tribe? Because essentially it's trying to tell you that you should be ready to rule this group. So if you've left, why?
So more like you're the chief's son. You're the up and coming.
It's saying you're possessed of some great ability, by being an official barbarian, that you're ready to be just elevated in their society. So why did you bother leaving in the first place?
Because the GM is not making the game specifically in my tribe, and therefore I had to leave.
yeah, my tribe needs to have a cleric and a warlock and a sneaky bastard.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
it's like,
a bard.
you might have been cast out from your people because of a crime you committed, a taboo you violated, or a coup that removed you from a position of authority. So it's like, all right.
My rage was too righteous.
Yeah.
They made me leave.
Spliz.
So that's interesting because they basically bound a cultural group with the actual class.
Right. With normally it's like, oh, you're a skilled fighter. There's nothing that links a fighter to a heritage, whereas barbarian, it's all already linked to a savage upbringing. So therefore, the only time you're going to do that is when you're living in a tribal situation, or if you're just by yourself.
Although I'm perfectly okay with completely ignoring it, like, oh, I'm just a tavern brawler that, like, I really just go crazy when we went into my cups.
Yes. With
You're actually like a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
When they're getting ready to put.
Yeah, with a lucha librador mask. You know, you do the Hulk. You know,
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
So what about the Barbarian? Let's delve into the statistics here.
The meats and
I
guts.
want to talk more about 80s wrestling.
It's the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Hulk
All right,
Hogan,
well,
Andre
like
the
some
Giant.
of the other classes, they get the unarmored defense, which I think is a cool thing that is a nod to some historical, like the Norse Vikings and whatnot.
Or freaking Conan.
Or Conan.
Historical.
Historical.
Yeah. Right.
But it's something that you can choose to do right at first level and just kind of be cool, or you can
And
save.
dude, Vikings were mail.
I think you're thinking of Celts and things, right?
Maybe.
Or the picks. Picks,
The
I don't
picks.
think really wore armor.
But-
either.
Yeah.
What I was saying is, statistically, if the what do you call it? If you get to later levels when your dex and con have been bumped up, especially at 20th level when you just get a +4,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, I don't need this armor anymore.
Dude, screw that stout halfling. I'll tell you, stout halfling, dude.
Hi guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Ted. We have my esteemed colleagues of,
Ryan.
Dave.
Nate.
and today we're going to get our rage on, talk about Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition Barbarian.
Well, my throat's kind of screwed up from a cold, so I'm gonna rage quietly.
Okay,
A quiet
all
rage.
right. Well,
We're gonna rage roughly.
There you go.
So, Barbarian, what do we guys think?
Dude, they're pretty sweet.
They are quite awesome.
They
Video's done.
Yeah, all right, we'll just end it right there.
Yeah.
If you want to know what to do, read the book.
We just basically leave the camera on the book and we turn the pages always
Like,
walking
yeah,
out of the frame.
Still awesome.
There you go.
Still awesome.
Yeah.
Still
Well,
awesome.
except for this one spot here. We'll just-
Yeah. We'll get into that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
So I like the flavor of the two totems that they can do. They can do the berserker, or they can do the whole animal form.
Yeah, the two paths. You have
You know,
to
one of the things I actually really liked is most of the times you get this flavor text at the beginning and talk about here's what this thing is, but the thing that I actually thought was pretty neat about the Barbarian is like as rare as a skilled fighter is, the Barbarian is like the creme de la creme of your.
He did it for the little barbarians. I know it. Right? And then I realized when I actually got the book and read the whole thing, they did not do it for the little
No.
barbarians because you still have to use a strength-based weapon.
Yep.
Right.
No finessing it.
Yeah, you cannot
You
finesse.
cannot just dump your strength and
Yeah,
finesse.
no, I think it specifically says a melee weapon.
A melee strength weapon.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's very
So
specific.
you can't even mix it up with druid and use your shillelagh and use your wisdom bonus.
But I mean,
Gotta be the
then
arms.
again, like if you want to play that character, you want to be a small barbarian, and you want to go like, oh well, I'm just not going to get that bonus because let's face it, you can have a freaking awesome dex as a halfling, and you're still going to do a lot of damage.
That's right.
And when you look at the other benefits of rage, like like taking having resistance to pretty much all damage from physical weapons,
Right.
It's
No,
still
not-
decent.
It's not even physical. It's everything but psychic.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
no, that's the bear.
Oh, okay.
The standard rage is you get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and then if you happen to be the bear totem, then you get it to everything but psychic.
Okay. My apologies.
Yeah.
Although taking out the sort of the strength weapon bonus is like a third of your rage benefit. Like think about it.
Well, yeah.
So
But rage is only a portion of what you get as a barbarian.
yeah,
so.
I know. But it's so